cold. I gotta wear 2 sweatshirts this morning because it's so cold. Not used to this cold, frigid mountain air, although it's so refreshing. It's absolutely incredible. Just the prana, the energy here is unreal. I really forgot how much I miss the mountains and the beautiful fall weather. The colors are alive. Nature just feels incredible. All right, finally found a cozy spot to hang out with you guys. Thank you all for being here. It is a beautiful morning. Welcome to the Eastern Sierra Nevadas. It is an amazing, crisp, beautiful morning here, and I'm just excited to connect with all of you. I wanted to really dive into the difference between the intuition and the intellect. We all have those two, angels on our shoulders, right? We got that little devil over here who's always whispering dark little secrets and naughty little things, and then we have the angel on our right shoulder that is trying to, guide us into something a little bit more fulfilling in life. And always, have that discernment. That's really what this comes down to. If I were to boil it down to one word, it would be discernment. Practicing discernment, really listening to that intuition, connecting with your higher self, so you have the ability to discern between which voice that you're taking action on, right? To give you, some quick tips, I want to really think about how everything that is tied to your intellect is basically tied to a survival mechanism. Think about like the ego, the small self is always tied to our senses. It's always tied to something shallow, something artificial that caters to the body. This isn't a bad thing. You just have to recognize that the mitochondria, the cells, the living cells in our body need to survive. They need energy. They need to do their thing in order to procreate in life and reproduce more cells, and that's nature taking over. Now, what I'm talking about is something that a little bit more cosmic, a little bit more, higher intelligence, and that comes from the higher self, what we would call the Atman, the soul that is within. And when you really connect in your meditation practice with the higher self, that is what we would call the intuition, that voice that is guiding you into something a little bit more long-term, something more sustainable in your life. And the way you can discern between these voices, ask yourself in that moment, what is the most loving situation? Like, what would somebody who loved themselves do? That's a good Teal Swan quote there that I've been practicing for a very long time. I like to upgrade that a little bit and focus on the feeling within my body. As soon as you get that upgrade, as soon as you have that download from your intuition, really stop and focus and ask yourself, how am I feeling in this moment? If it's something that's tied to your intellect, it's usually very shallow, it's very temporary, right? It doesn't really add to long-term effects. Like that devil on your voice is on your shoulder is always like, oh, go grab that cake. Oh, go grab that, carbonated beverage. Go grab that thing. Like, it's always just this quick instant fix that is feeding that, mischievous side of yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment here. What I'm talking about is how to really get more fulfillment out of life and really activating that angel on your other shoulder that is here to guide you and connect you with your higher self so you can live based on your intuition instead of getting trapped in that small self or the ego all the time. I've been practicing this meditation technique that allows me to get into the witness mode, what we call the observer mode in yoga. This is allowing you to step outside of your thoughts and get into that place where you can analyze and again practice discernment on which voice you're taking action on. I really want to note here that whatever voice that you're listening to, I love the analogy of a wolf. It is getting bigger. You're feeding that wolf and it gets stronger every single time you fix. So if you're listening to that devil voice on your shoulder, he's like telling you to eat cake, and then you listen, and then you go to the fridge and you have a piece of cake. That voice just got stronger, and that little angel on the other side now has gotten weaker. So if you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, this is a very cliche thing to say. It's just very true when it comes to living a spiritual life and having a little bit more fulfillment, something more gratifying on that deeper soul level. So you have to dig deep here. You have to get, in nature, get into a place where you're not distracted in life all the time. I mean, for me, I really really put this into a practice where I can put myself in a place where I'm not distracted by the things on the surface. I'm here for something much deeper in life, much more gratifying to my soul. So I have to put myself in that place where I can allow that to happen. Right now I'm out in the beautiful Eastern Sierras. We're camping, loving the van, traveling, following my heart. We're hiking, climbing, going to hot springs, doing all kinds of fun things to really activate that angel on my shoulder, that deeper connection that is more fulfilling to my life. So the next time you have that, gut feeling, that instant taint, like that thing that just boom, I need to do this, ask yourself how you feel. If it's a business opportunity, let's say it's a friend that's calling you and they want you to invest in this business, right there in your feeling body, in your emotional body, if you have any sort of anxiety or fear, you know that that's not the way to go. That is not the route that you need to take. Always recognize your emotional body. How do you feel in that moment when you are getting that intuition, when you're getting that download? What do you feel? If you feel excited, if you're just lit about life, then that's a sign that you need to go into that direction. Your physical body is the only thing that is keeping you from the universe itself. This is the exact layer that is exposed to the universe. So when we have feelings, it's so important to feel your feelings. I know that sounds cliche. You really just have to think about what that particular feeling is, telling you. What is the universe telling you in that moment, so you know how to take action on it. Always go back to your feeling. How do you feel in that moment? That's how you know it's going to be a sign for the intuition for you to take action on, or something to step away from if it's coming from the intellect. I'm not saying the intellect is bad. I'm not saying this isn't going to serve you. I'm just telling you, so many people are putting too much energy into the intellect, and we need to go a little bit deeper here and activate that intuition if we're really going to be happy and have the more fulfilling life. All of the problems, all of our suffering comes down to the ego, comes down to gratifying the senses, being trapped into that small self. We need to get beyond the small self, activate the higher self, get into that intuition where you have that gut feeling and you're just taking action, and there is no thought process. There is no intellect for you to back down to. You're only taking action. You're aspiring every single day to your heart's greatest desires. That's what we are here to do. That's what we're doing with every single thought, every single action that we take. You're rippling that out into the universe and having that energy reciprocate right back to you. So stay in that gratitude, stay in that positivity, stay in that joy, that light, whatever makes you feel happy and, like you're actually involved with something greater than yourself. Keep following that path. We are here for so much more than what's just on the surface. Start really digging deep as far as what brings you that fulfillment in your life. Activate the intuition by using your meditation practice. If you want to learn more about meditation, I have a lot of videos here on my channel. You can read my book, The Real Yoga. There is a very in-depth procedure about how you can get involved with a meditation practice that resonates with you. I also do weekly coaching. I have a lot of advanced content on my Patreon page. I'll link all of that in the description below. Thank you all for being here, beautiful souls. Happy meditating, happy upgrades. I'm just very excited to be here. Thank you so much for being a part of this magic. Until next time, much love.